Hi everybody, good morning. This is Jean here, Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You. I was just taking a walk out on our son's property here, and it's starting to snow. Oh, it's so exciting. You know me, I don't like the hot weather. I like the snow, so I'm very pleased. One of the last videos I put up was Jen and I were having a laugh. She came and we were talking about the Truelove Quilting Challenge, and I just wanted to explain that Jen had bought her giraffe quilt, her collage quilt that she was working on for the Truelove Challenge, and it's not that it's due now, and somebody said, oh, do I have to send in my photograph? Because Jen was the one who sort of wanted me to do this challenge. She was so excited, and I'm like, come and share it with us. But the contest deadline is in March. Don't worry about that. You can see my playlist for the fabrics and everything. She happened to get all of the fabrics, but quite a few of you haven't. Again, as I was saying when I was saying with Jen, I just need a photograph of the fabrics that you are going to be choosing. And again, you can see that on my last video. It was so wonderful to be with our Jen. And I mean, I seriously was blown away. I was blown away at her creativity. As you know, Jen has only been quilting for a few years, but she is a true artist, as you saw, far surpassing me now. My creative juices have just dried up, as you know. So I'm like, oh, Jen, come show me something that you've done. And that's so creative and beautiful. Oh my goodness, she's so incredible. Really, really is artistic. And then I saw her a few days ago again, and for the first time in a long time, she had a small dinner party just for four of her friends in her lovely home, and I was included, and it was just so wonderful to get together. Also, I wanted to tell you that for the first time in forever, our family had gotten together at our one son's house, his farm, and we, as you know, we have 10 children and all of their spouses, and 16 grandchildren. Only a couple of the grandchildren and our daughter and our son couldn't make it to the get-together. I'm going to be putting pictures up at the end of this. I have a little something I want to share. The pictures I'm going to put up at the end, you will see the one family picture is just our family. All of the guys are our sons, all of the girls of our daughter-in-laws, and all of the little children are our grandchildren, except there's a family who I believe are in a red and black plaid shirts. It's a young family, Jared and his wife Ying, who's Vietnamese, who are like our son and daughter. And she's expecting twins, and they have 2 little girls, Olivia and Hazel. They are in our family picture. Jared and Ying have been at most every single get-together that the Trueloves have ever had. They are our family. So of course we had to include them in our family picture. So that's who you see. And then our son Jean-Pierre and his wife and our daughter Malia couldn't make it, but I'll put a picture up of them. But I wanted to share this. That's at the end of the video. I just took some pictures. I won't put up all of their names because it's boring and it's so many names to remember. But you have seen some of our children, our 10 children before. So I just wanted to share this with you as I'm not being prolific in my quilting and my creativity. I had shared with you a picture of a quilt that Michelle had sent, and everybody was like, oh my goodness, that's so nice, of my 2018 block party. If you remember, that was my original quilt along that I was showing Jen, my friend, how to quilt. When Jen came to me and said, oh, I'd love to know how to quilt, I had done this sampler quilt. I had made this sampler quilt, sort of a block a week type of thing, a block every 10 days, as I do, with 20 blocks. It had 4 blocks across and 5 rows down. Quite a few of you had made the actual quilt and quilted along with it in 2018, but I just received this. This is from Shelley, and Shelley, you know who you are, and that she sent a photograph along with her email, because I had said if anybody wants to share any of the projects that I have done tutorials on, I would love to see what you've made. And Shelley had done this. This was my 2018 quilt along. It jump-started my quilt making. I was always a garment sewer and dabbled in making quilts. Well, Shelley, this is just wonderful. Now, these were the blocks here for my sampler quilt. Again, you see there's 4 blocks. I believe she had made a few, no, this one she made maybe a few of the same. I'm not quite sure what she had done. Maybe that was the other email I got. But as you can see, these were some of the blocks I had, most of the blocks that I was doing tutorials on. You can see here in the bottom corner, there's my Truelove heart there. And all of the different blocks that I had done in-depth tutorials. There's my one of my favorite blocks right there, my 10-minute quilt block. And she had chosen the red, black, and white palette. Just absolutely beautiful. I like to keep the images up here instead of just, as Jen and I were talking, instead of just flashing the images as so many people do. So you get a good look at what Shelley had come up with, her colorways. Just absolutely delightful. Thank you so much, Shelley, for sharing that. I really appreciate that, and I think others do too. This I had gotten, a quilt I made. This is from Teresa. Again, Teresa, you know who you're talking, you know who you are. Dear Jean, I found you, thank you, I was lost. I found you by trying to learn how to quilt, and you came up in my feed. I watched you make the 3-seam 10-minute quilt block, and I loved it. I made this quilt using that pattern. It was a wedding present in the colors of their wedding. They loved it. Thank you for being true to yourself. I love watching all your videos about you and your family. Family coming up. You're in my prayers and thoughts almost daily. Oh, isn't that lovely? Isn't that so nice? We feel it. We feel the prayers and we feel the thoughts because our situation has turned a little bit dire, but it's okay. Thank you again for being true to yourself. God bless. He certainly does, Teresa. And she had sent an image. Now, this quilt that I'm going to share, my 3-minute, 10-minute quilt block, this is my most popular video. It has over 200,000 views. It was really janky videoing and editing, and I looked a mess, and it was in my old old sewing room. But I have a lot of views on it, and it just makes a beautiful quilt. And this is what Teresa has come up with. The yellows and the grays. Isn't that lovely? No wonder the people loved it. Absolutely delightful. What you can do with a 2-toned colorway. Just grays and yellows. That is my very most popular video. And a lot of people, this is actually my go-to video, my go-to quilt block that I makes up so very, very quickly and very effectively. And I had received one more. I would love to see, I think it would be so nice to share. As I always say, sharing is caring and inspirational. This is what people have watched me and are inspired to make, and this one was awesome. This is from Cheryl. And Cheryl says, sent me this picture. I am truly loving this quilt that you have taught me how to make. Thank you so much. I'm at the halfway point today. It may be finished by year's end. And at the halfway point, I know what you mean, Cheryl, because this quilt takes a tremendous amount of fabric. This is my mock Cathedral Windows quilt block. And as you know, I had made it in a pillow, I had made it in a runner, I made it multicolor. Well, Cheryl made it in 2 colors, blue and white. And isn't that just beautiful? This is my mock Cathedral Windows quilt block, all machine made, takes tons and tons of fabric. It truly does take a lot of fabric. My queen size Cathedral Windows took over 45 yards of fabric. and I believe Cheryl is probably finding out that this quilt and the cutting, it's not hard, and it's constructed row by row. And again, I have in-depth tutorials on how to make this quilt, either in two colors or multicolor or different color turnings, different color backgrounds. I made mine with polka dots and scraps. This is an extremely effective, heavy quilt because a traditional cathedral windows is made folding fabric origami-like, and it's finished on the back. This method is not. It's raw edge, so you have to either back it, or as I did, I actually put batting and the backing on it. So it's a very heavy, substantial quilt. And Cheryl has done a beautiful job on her blue, and I like it, I like it. Blue is growing on me, maybe. As you guys know, blue's not my favorite color, but Cheryl, you did a really good job. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And again, if any of you have made anything, from any of my projects, it was really nice. I went to the quilt show a couple month or so ago, whenever it was, and a lady came up to me and she said, real quick, she was rushing out, she said, "Oh, Jean, Truelove," she said, "I actually made a crossbody bag," and she had it with her at the quilt show. She showed me from my tutorial. I was all like, I was really chuffed about that. So if any of you have done a project, email me, truelovequiltsforyou@gmail.com. And as I said, I'm slowly, because of the situation we find ourselves in. As you know, we had a tornado hit us and we've been displaced. We're safe, but I'm not really inspired in my area here, although it's really lovely, and we are safe and we are very, very blessed. But I was inspired when Jen came. I am working on my Truelove Challenge quilt. I am working on it. It's not quite flowing out my fingers yet. I had an idea, but Jen has jump-started me. We were talking about it, and she'll be back. And I was wondering, I'm going to ask her if anybody, maybe the deadline is March, but because this isn't like a real contest, maybe if you finished your quilt before then and want to send it to me, then I'm going to critique your work and give you a report card. Maybe it would be better. I'll run that past Jen or run it past you. That like you can just submit. Just send me the photographs. Maybe that would be better than a whole flurry when it's over in March. If you are done with it, and I can give you some individual attention, just like these. I just think it's encouraging. I think it's lovely to share, and it's lovely to see what everybody's doing. So maybe we'll do that. So if you don't know, that's the Truelove Quilting Challenge. There is a playlist for that, and what I'm requiring. It's no big deal. It's just a lot of fun. I chose 6 fabrics. You have to use 5 of them. Jen used all 6 in her giraffe. Oh my word, if this is new, I'll put a picture up of her giraffe. It was unbelievable. So anyway, thank you so very much. I'm going to put my pictures of my family get together. It was long overdue. It was just so wonderful to see everybody. We are going to be having an official family photo. We sort of need a professional photographer. The picture that was taken is just sort of like a snapshot at the get together. But because there's going to be 3 more grandchildren, we're going to have 19 grandchildren, and all of our children and their spouses, and our new son, he had just gotten married, so she's not in the official picture. So we're going to be doing that in the springtime after the babies are born. But we have 3 babies from our grandchildren, and then from Ying, who's my dear lovely Ying, she is expecting twins. So there's 5 babies in sort of our family expecting in the wintertime, in the springtime I should say. So yeah, lots to look forward to. Lots of new life, lots to look forward to, and lots of joy to be had. Even in a dire situation, we keep smiling. And again, we're very, very blessed. Jehovah God looks after us extremely well. And your prayers are very, very helpful and appreciated. All right, folks. I hope you're all having a lovely, safe day. Take care of yourselves. And as always, love from the Trueloves. Bye-bye.
Hi, guys.
I'll keep the heat at bay. Swim and splash as you float around behind your house where I am found.
Scavenger hunt, talking about a pool. All the Truelove babies. You all playing? Hi, Cheechin. Hi, Cheechin.
Mixer!
Levi's got a mixer.